Sometimes we're blue, so give us something to do. Show me to us, Rachel! Ow! Hey! Welcome to Show Me to Us, Rachel. I'm Nate.
And I'm Sam.
And we're
neurodivergent. Which means that we need to fill our time with hyperfixations to show us more about ourselves.
And to help us do that, every week we bring in a Rachel of the Week to show us a new hobby or obsession that we know absolutely nothing about. And then we take a week and we try it ourselves.
And you know, this week our guest is Michael Zak. I just met him for the first time, but longtime friend of Mr. Nate here.
Friend's a strong word.
Actually, Sam, you don't remember that we played a game together once, but that's okay. That's fine.
You're lying to me. What game?
Marvel Rivals.
Oh
my God.
Right.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's crazy.
I think I'm gonna
That's
just
crazy.
head out. Actually.
Bye, Michael.
Hi, Nate.
Bye, see you later.
I talk to you every day.
That's funny. So my only association with Michael is that Nate always mentions his best friend.
Aw.
And I'm always like, why have I never met this guy?
Well-
and only yesterday did I learn that you live in Pittsburgh.
I do. Wait a minute. Why is that so funny?
I just assumed you were in Chicago, and I was like, why has Nate never introduced me to this man?
Yeah, I live in the merry land of Pittsburgh, man.
Well, I think this episode will serve as proof to a lot of people that Michael exists.
My best friend goes to another school.
But Michael, what are we talking about today? What's your hobby obsession for this holiday season?
Yeah, I hope everybody's feeling fucking merry and bright because we're gonna talk about a very bleak story. We're talking about Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Seasonally thematic.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's my favorite story. It's like not just book, not just movie, like story, like favorite ever.
This is not a judgment, but I don't think I've met a single other person who could or would say that about A Christmas Carol.
Well,
That's fascinating.
yeah, I'm gay, so yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Like actually,
I kiss
though.
boys.
Yeah, I kiss dudes.
No. Actually, though, guys, it's fine.
It is legal now, so yeah.
Well, so what? I mean, I guess I'm kind of asking two questions here. So what is
Ask
what
three.
what? Why is it your favorite story, and why how did you even get into it in the first place?
Well, Christmas is my favorite holiday for sure.
Oh, nice.
Just because Christmas, especially when I was a kid, like all the families would come to my house, and I grew up with my grandparents and my dad. We all lived in like one house, and so it was this like, huge meeting point. And my dad introduced me to like old cinema very young in life. So like while everybody else was like watching fucking like the next Fast and Furious, I was like, yeah, but have you seen Lawrence of Arabia? But so he raised me on all these old versions of A Christmas Carol, and that's kind of how I was first introduced to the story. And then I read the book once I got a little bit older, and it's my favorite just because I think it is, of course, like the ultimate redemption arc, right? Like the redemption arc of redemption arcs.
Essential.
But have either of you ever read a book by Charles Dickens?
No.
Yes, but I can't remember which it was. What are some of his famous ones?
Oliver Twist.
There's Great Expectations, right?
Yeah.
Oliver Twist. Was he Tale of Two Cities?
He was, yeah.
Ah, so that one I was supposed to read for high school, but I spark noted most of it.
Yeah.
That one, I will say, tremendously dull.
Oh,
book.
yeah. That one is not one of my favorites of his, actually. But
How many have you read?
I've read Great Expectations, Oliver Twist, Christmas Carol, David Copperfield,
Oh my God.
Tale of Two Cities, and I don't know, something else.
The ending of Tale of Two Cities is beautiful, though. And I
Yeah,
did read
yeah.
that. It is a far, far better death or something like that. Ah, that's awesome.
But he is his writing style in Christmas Carol is kind of insane, and I find this with a lot of his earlier work, when he wasn't just writing for word count to get money, which is fine. Everybody, whatever. But he like Oliver Twist, and then especially this one, I feel those two especially. He writes it like he's sitting at the foot of your bed, like staring at you while you sleep. No, but like telling you a story. Like his earlier stuff reads so like the grandfather in Princess Bride reading to young Fred Savage. Like it's just he's throwing out like little jokes in the writing, and like it's so cool. And A Christmas Story reads like you would want a story like that to read, like your estranged uncle that your family like cast out comes and like one night is like, I'm gonna tell you a ghost story, my lad. You know what I mean? And like it just has this cool quality to it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
My tangential experience with Tale of Two Cities, that is kind of the vibe there too.
Yeah.
Is it all has this kind of very like epic isn't really the right word, but like folk tale quality to it.
Yeah.
Like this is important history stuff that's happening.
Yeah. No, it's so he is able to spin like he's just able to like spin a story with like so many characters that are all memorable, that all are like really integral to the story that you remember. Like it's he's a brilliant writer in my opinion.
Well, and you've been reading you were telling me earlier that you've been reading this like every year?
Yeah, I forget how many years that started. I honestly think I started it around maybe before like COVID a little bit. Like I'd read it when I was like younger, like in high school, but then for whatever reason, I've just started getting into the tradition now of reading it every year. Not just reading it every year, but there's 5 chapters, 5 or 6, I forget, I don't know. It always surprises me when there's the extra chapter that I always like. Well, because I'll tell you what I try to do. I try to plan it so like I read a chapter every day, and then like, the last chapter falls on Christmas Eve. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I had a question about it's like Hanukkah, but for A Christmas Carol, right? That's how Hanukkah works.
I don't. I see what you mean, because there's like
There's like several days.
Yeah, and I actually light the pages of the book as I go along.
Yeah. Wait,
you burn one page at a time.
Yeah. Well, my family had to move a lot as a kid because we kept burning down houses. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
The book lasted that many days.
So you kind of talked a little bit about what you do like about Dickens. If you want to get more specific without that, please do.
Oh,
but also let us know what you don't like or what you hate about Christmas Carol specifically, and if you like Dickens as a whole.
Well, because you guys are gonna try to read this, right? You're gonna try to.
Yeah, we're gonna read it.
And it's short.
I already looked it up. It's only like a 3-hour audiobook, and I can do that.
Yeah,
in a week.
it's short. I think it's like 100 or so pages. What I don't like about because again, he's one of my favorite authors. But one thing that I don't like about him is sometimes an entire paragraph will be like one sentence with him. Like he uses so many like Oxford commas and like just to like carry on a sentence. But like I said, it kind of like, if you're really into it, like I always tell people, you have to, this is like a jazz term, but you kind of have to find like the Dickens pocket.
The pocket.
Because like you just have to imagine in your head that someone is reading it to you, because it's very like,
okay,
like for instance, I think I can recall this from memory, but like the first line of the book is, Marley was dead to begin with. And then he says like he was dead, like it reads, he was dead as a doornail, mind, ! I don't mean to say I know the correct dead zone of a doornail or something, or something like that. And if you read it very clinical, it's like, oh god, this is
You're
like an
what are you
old
saying?
writing.
Yeah.
But if you think of it as like, Marley was dead as a doornail, mind, I don't mean to say I know much about the death of the door, you have to read it so theatrically, because he wrote this as a means to be a one-man show that he would then go and take around to different like cities and perform it. So when you're reading it, it comes across like a guy sometimes doing stand-up. Like he's like throwing jokes out to the reader, but not in like the characters are giving jokes, like he, the author, is breaking the fourth wall and being like, you know what I mean?
Well, wait. So did he? You said he wrote it to perform it, or like to
yeah,
read it around?
like at that time, it was very standard for authors, especially like if you were doing like a short story, that like you would then take that story around and read it to like the general public. And so this is okay. I'll get into like some trivia real quick about like the story. So he had written fucking oh god, Pickwick Papers, Nicholas Nickleby, and Oliver Twist, which were all like huge hits, like humongous hits.
That was not English. That was crazy.
Nicholas Nickleby.
He'd written Lemony Snicket, Parkleby, Snapplepap, and
Porgy and Bess, yeah.
Orville Buckner. I just said Orville Redenbach.
Oh,
Orville,
he'd written Orville Redenbacher. That's so funny.
he wrote Robert Oppenheimer.
But yeah, then he fucking shit the bed though, right? Like he fucking his next 3 books no one liked. Like it was their awe. And I've even tried to read the one and I'm like, yeah, this sucks, dude. So his fucking like his publishers or whatever, his agents were like, yo dude, we're gonna drop you and like cut off your salary if you don't write like a good hit. And he's like, yo, my wife's pregnant, dog. We're like, what?
That's an actual quote.
Yeah, he said that, right? It's actually in the book. Yo, my wife's pregnant, dog.
Now, mind you, I don't know what pregnant is.
Now, mind
exactly.
you, yeah. Like, you think you've heard bah humbug, but, yeah. Oh, shit, what just happened? Oh, there we go. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so he was like, shit, I got to write something, like, really fucking good. And he wrote this in, like, 4 weeks, or, like, 5 weeks or something. Like, he wrote this so fast, and he, like, incorporated a lot of his themes that he'd been, like, exploring in his early work, which was a lot about class consciousness and the plight of the poor and the mistreatment of especially the youth in the sort of workhouse systems. And he, packed that in there and then was like, well, shit, it's fall, because he started writing in November, and he was like, I might as well do it about Christmas. Like, it was such just like him just like grasping for straws, like ghosts and Christmas and the poor. I sure, whatever. I need fucking money, or my wife's gonna die, and I want the kid.
And I want the kid.
So, and then it was a huge success, and not only was it a huge success, but this is what's crazy about Dickens. You can kind of say the same thing with like Shakespeare, like how so many like modern phrases and words are popular because of what Shakespeare wrote, right? So much of what we today think of like Victorian Christmas and like what Christmas sort of is because of this book, Charles Dickens. Because before that, especially in England, Christmas had become this like rowdy sort of party holiday where like, like you went with friends, and you just got fucking plastered, or the wealthy and like the governor's house and the mayor's house, they would just throw these like opulent parties for the elite and the rich, and they would just like, but it would start out as this like really high table dinner and this like classy affair, and then it would just go into like them getting shit faced for like 2 days straight.
I still do that.
Right? But after this book, and after it was like this huge hit, literally Christmas as a holiday started changing. Like, people read the book and were like, oh, fuck, wait a minute. We're being kind of awful people. We should... And, like, Christmas became more of, like, a family-centered holiday and became more of this, like, sentimental time to, like, reflect and give to those that we love or those that we need. Like, he popularized like carol singing, like Christmas trees in England, like and like gift giving, and like the fucking like what we think of when we think of a Christmas dinner is because he wrote it as the Cratchit's dinner. like that, it was like, it's insane. Like what we think of Christmas today. Like, that's why, like, people, like, one of his titles is The Man Who Invented Christmas.
Huh.
Yeah. So, there's your little fucking nerd fact, all you...
I'm excited to... sorry, He's like, you fucking nerd.
Good time to alienate, I think.
Yeah, because everybody loves A Christmas Carol. So.
That's what this podcast is
being
really
like,
about.
what a lovely, interesting story.
Fucking
like,
nerds.
You idiot.
You idiot.
I bet you guys like that, you nerds.
Yeah.
We did.
Lap it up.
So, backtracking a little bit. That's crazy. I'm curious, because I'm an audiobooker, I'm curious to see if that, like, storybook narrative style translates like more I guess understandably or
I bet it will.
Yeah.
I bet it will.
because there are some audiobooks that are tough because they're written to be read and not listened to, and
Yeah.
it's like freaking Malazan book of the Fallen.
I want to read that so bad.
I
What's
read
that?
the first book of that. It's a huge fantasy series, like a
Okay.
10-book series, and it's like notoriously complicated to follow. And they like perspective switch in it constantly with like no indication that it's happening. It's like
Yeah.
from paragraph to paragraph, suddenly you'll switch to a different character's perspective. And when you're
God.
audiobooking that, it's incredibly hard to follow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see, like, because if it was written to be like performed, I bet it will make for a really good audiobook. I'm curious.
Oh yeah. It has to. Yeah. And I was just like looking at this while you were saying that. I actually listened to it one year, and I'd forgotten who read it, but there's two really great versions. The one that is like, Nate's gonna love this. The one that's like sometimes unintentionally funny is the one by Tim Curry.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Because he's just like, Scrooge was a rah, and it's just so like, and like he'll do voices for the characters, and
The
sometimes
Christmas
it's just,
tree was gargantuan.
yeah, sometimes it's just like so unintentionally like kind of sexy the way like he talks for certain people, and so he's like you'll be reading a passage and like Tiny Tim's like, "Oh, father," and you're like, "Oh, fuck yeah, Tiny Tim." Say it again.
My leg, father.
But if you want like, in my opinion, like quintessential, right? Like the best, it's so cool, is Patrick Stewart doing it.
Oh,
Ooh.
that one guy was born to read.
Yeah,
Charles
it's
Dickens.
so good, and he played Scrooge in like one of the movie versions, so like it's
Nice.
It's perfect.
Well, and you were saying you watched a lot of like versions of this already this year, right?
I think I've watched 5 or 6 already this
What
year.
the hell?
And I've
Oh my
seen,
gosh.
I'm not gonna say I've seen, like every single one, because like, you know, Netflix poops out a version like every 2 years, and I'm like, I'm not fucking watching that. Like,
Did you watch the Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell movie?
No, I haven't seen that.
It was actually really charming.
I've heard
I was
that, yeah.
Pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah, because there's so many adaptations that like, you know, do what that movie did and just like take the story and like put a little new spin on it.
Yeah.
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 It's
What's
like
the best
written
one?
Sort
What's the
of
best
as
one?
a sequel, but yeah, what's the best one?
The best one, in my opinion, is this is so nerdy, but whatever. The 1951 film version with Alistair Sim, and it's directed by Brian Desmond Hurst, I think his name is. And it's in black and white. It's a British production, and it is, funnily enough, not like 100% accurate of a version either. Because like I'm a big believer. This is just like a little side note. Like I sometimes like get like not mad, but you know, like annoyed when people are like, it wasn't exactly like the book, and you're like, it's a fucking movie. It has to adapt a book, right?
God forbid we interpret.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. So like
Yeah, seriously.
I don't equate like 100% book accuracy to like the best. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because film, you know, you got to do a different medium, and this one is so, like, restrained in like the best way. Like it's not like balls in your face. like that's a good thing, folks.
I would hope not.
Well,
I would
What if
hope
we
that
want
an
that?
adaptation
why are you
is
being
right.
homophobic? That's the question. Okay, like why?
Yeah,
are
you're right, thank you.
You start the book and it's just like flat.
Not mine. I don't mean to tell. I know about
mine.
Can you imagine? Marley was dead.
Flap.
Flat.
Scrooge is just like putting his balls on his dead like friend's face.
Oh, I forgot that movie starts with a dead guy.
It literally yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Like it.
Yeah.
Like I like that. The 51 version is not like, it doesn't start with like, you know, it's Christmas time in the city, me folks. Right? It's sort of like
Yeah.
me folks. It's very much like Marley was dead, and then you see Scrooge at like just being a dick. Like this guy comes up to him and he's like, I can't pay my mortgage, sir. My wife will go to a debtor's prison. And Alistair Sim's like, what has your wife got to do with it, Senator? It's like so fucking like, but he's like the best Scrooge because he plays him not as like this caricature of like a villain, or you know, like not just like downright mean. He plays him as this like almost like that he gets a kick out of, like, you've met people like that, right? Who like get a kick out of like how mean they are because they think they're being honest or like blunt, and like, oh, I'm just blunt and I tell it like it is.
Tell it like it is.
Yeah. Like
And you're just being rude.
You're just being a
Like,
mean
you're
person.
just
You're
an
being
asshole.
yeah.
Like, God, yeah. So he plays him like that, right? And so it makes his journey not like it's hard to even describe it. It's just very human. Like, he plays it very, very human, very restrained. And because of that, you get this, like, what I think is probably the most, like, artistic version of the story. Like, it feels like a real film. Do you know what I mean? And not just like, oh, this is a Christmas Carol, like a fun Christmas movie. Like, it stands like on its own as just a good film. And I think that's why, and like as a person who really likes cinema and stuff, I think that's why I like that one the most. But that's my favorite one. However, my second favorite one, and I truly mean this, is the Muppets Christmas
Yeah.
Carol.
The Muppets one's good.
Haven't seen it.
It's Michael Caine is the second best Scrooge because he plays it like he's on like the old Vic stage in London, and that like he does not act like he's talking to Kermit the Frog. Like, it's so good, and the music slaps. There are so many bangers in that score. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, we did a Muppet episode, and
we
watched what was it? The Muppet movie, the first one, and then
one?
we watched
Great Muppet Caper.
Great Muppet Caper. Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
And so
I have
so we
seen
gotta...
the Christmas Story Muppet movie, though. I watched it with the 2 kids I nannied years ago.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's good.
And it was the first Muppet movie I ever saw, and I was like, this is awesome.
It's
I had a great time.
It's like, you know how I just said that, like, I like the 51 version because it stands as like a good film? I also think the same thing for, I'm not kidding, like, it is a perfect movie. Like, it's just, because it doesn't, like, shy away from, like the actual story and how, like, bleak it is. But at the same time, you have fucking Gonzo and Rizzo narrating it. And so it's just, like, they are so funny, like, legit funny. Not just like, oh, this is a Muppet Kids movie funny. There's bits in that thing that, like, as an adult, have me howling. Like, it's so good. Yeah, it's
Drinks
so
on the house.
Oh,
there aren't any drinks up here.
God.
My favorite Muppet bit in the Muppet movie.
Oh, God.
So
I love that movie. Oh, I haven't seen that in years. Jesus Christ. Wow.
Well, I think. Well, I'll probably definitely watch the 51 version, if not also Muppet Christmas Caper.
You should definitely check the 51 version out.
Or not Muppet
If
Christmas Caper, Jesus. Muppet Christmas Carol. Yeah.
If we have time to get together between now and when we do the debrief, Nate, we should watch the 51 version together. I am going to try to listen to the book also.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. Well,
it's only like a 3-hour audiobook. I tried to commit to reading all of Salem's Lot between, like, in a week, like last episode, 2 episodes ago. That's like a 20-hour audiobook. I did not make it.
Did not make it. Yeah, did not make it. Well, and I think also you were talking about, Michael, just like kind of, I don't know, making an experience out of it and kind of setting it up so that you like read the last chapter on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something you do a lot, just kind of knowing you outside of this, and I think it's so great. Like, just kind of making, I don't know, like making. I feel like holidays in general can be shitty, or can be, or feel obligatory with, like, you know, certain things that you do or always don't do. You're trying to please everyone, but I feel like it's nice to kind of. I don't know. I feel like holidays are what you make out of them. And if you make a tradition that is like, if you make a tradition that's your own and it's just like fun and you just do it, then it becomes a fun thing.
Well, yeah, and it's actually kind of dope that you say that, because that is.
It's actually kind of dope that you say that.
Thanks, Daddy. Kitchen is very, very happy that you said that. Oh, I hate myself, actually. No, but that mindset, that, like, I remember you said that to me, like, years ago, where, like, Nate and I were, like, confessing our love to each other. And
one sweet night going Cabo.
Yes, we had our toes interlocked and
toes interlocked.
Hell yeah,
sweet love.
Yeah. We had Gold Bond medicated rub for, you know.
Jesus.
The kind that, like, gets a little hot on impact. Anyway, Anyway, hold on. This is like a serious thing I'm trying to say. Oh God. So you told me you told me that once about myself, where you were like, yeah, you like really like make experiences, like you try to like savor like moments, and you like, because I think we were saying like what's something that like you like about each other. It's
yeah.
He like pushed his hair back.
I was like,
yeah.
I really like how you just make experience.
Oh, you guys are fun.
And it was sweet. It was
you guys
great.
are really fun. Wow.
It was great.
It sounds like a very intimate moment that you two will never forget.
Yeah. And then years later, he'll joke about gold bonding our toes together.
Oh, the gold bond wasn't for the toes, darling.
This has to be as part of Nate's wedding speech. Wasn't for the toes.
Get out.
Oh God.
Man, it's crazy that we're at time.
No, but
Oh man, I guess we have to close.
No, keep going.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. Oh, who cares at this point? I don't know. No.
I do.
That mindset is, I think. Well, I don't even think. I know I owe it to this book and the story of A Christmas Carol, because the whole idea of Scrooge's transformation, and I think he says this, I'm pretty sure he says this at the end of the story, when he becomes, spoiler alert, when he becomes a transformed man, he said, "I will keep Christmas all the year." And I realized as I've been growing up, I think that's what I try to do. Like, I think if you could, like Michael Zak, and then this is his sort of motto, it's to keep Christmas all the year. And I think that means just like this idea of what you described. Like, that's what I think. For me, at least, it means like savoring these like small moments and trying to make, you know, experiences out of life. Like I this is such like a fucking TikTok kind of phrase, and I think I saw this phrase on TikTok, but I really like it. It's like this idea of romanticizing your own life.
Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of like being in the present moment, and like so you don't look back and realize that the you know, you were living in the future or the past, and you missed experiencing your life, you know.
Future, past, present. Hey.
Future past, days of future past.
Like the ghosts of the Christmas
X-Men
Carol.
Future Past.
X-Men.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X in the middle.
Malcolm X in the middle, Days of Future.
Can you imagine?
And wow, I think the podcast is cut now. That's crazy. I think that's crazy. It's our last episode.
Oh God.
We had a good run.
Well, I think we actually, jokes aside, I think we actually are at time, unfortunately.
Wow.
But, man, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to read Christmas Carol now.
I'm really excited to
lovely.
give Dickens a real chance, because after Tale of Two Cities in high school, whenever someone makes me read something, I'm like, I hate it.
Whoa, same. Like Jesus, yeah.
And that's why this podcast works really well.
And I think A Christmas Carol is like low key like the best thing to get into, like someone like Charles Dickens, you know, like an old writer like that. Like whenever people
With the
say,
gold bond, you can get into Charles Dickens.
Stop it!
He loves.
Stop it!
He loves
Stop it!
medicated
Stop
cream,
it,
dude.
Stop it!
In fact, he popularized that with his 1962 novel. I always recommend Christmas Carol to people because I think it's just like a good. It showcases what he's best at. I think it's one of his best written books. Best written, most well. I don't know. Yeah. No, it's great. I can't wait for you guys to experience it, and I hope you like it, and that it makes you realize to keep Christmas all the year. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Okay. Well, if Michael, if you could join us in just doing whatever you think a time warp or time lapse might sound like on the count of. Just do it. Just do it right now. Go ahead.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
And
it's
we're
a
back,
Christmas
y'all.
episode, everybody. Although I'm doing
we
this
did it.
as if it's the beginning of the episode. It's the second half of the episode, but
Yeah. But it's more Christmas now than it
we're
ever has.
closer to Christmas. We're like 3 days away, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days from Christmas.
Count 'em.
Everybody.
Count 'em.
It's Monday
Yeah,
the
but you-
22nd, everybody. And
You sounded like David Lynch for a second.
Hey.
You were like, it's Monday The 22nd.
And it's your Santa Claus is coming.
And would you believe it?
Or the Hanukkah
Santa Claus.
candle. The 8th day of Hanukkah was yesterday. I don't know what you say to Jewish people celebrating Hanukkah. Do you say congratulations?
Well, I think it is us that decides that. So guys, this is crazy, guys. This is everyone gather closer. We did it. We both read Christmas Carol. Sam read it. Jesus Christ, Sam read it like not 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I finished it not 30 minutes ago.
And I finished it earlier this afternoon, around 2. For those of you who are keeping track for the scores that we keep at the end of the season.
I only started it yesterday too. It's a short story, like
yeah, real short, like 100 pages, something like that. Not even that. Maybe like 80 pages.
Less
something?
than a 3-hour audiobook. Yeah.
Yeah. So before, let's see. So general thoughts. Let's say. Okay. How about this? Let's score it between 1 and 10 on the count of 3.
Wait, based off of what? Just our general
our vibes. Like, did you how good?
How good we thought it was,
how good,
or how much we enjoyed it?
I think those are the same thing.
They're not. They're so not.
Okay,
You're telling me you think Sharknado's a good movie, but you don't have a good time?
I think it's great, and I also have had a good time.
Okay, what about The Room?
Also, okay, that's so bad that it becomes good.
Exactly, but those are two different things. You had a great time,
but it's still good and
but
entertaining.
The movie sucks.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I guess just average your 2 scores.
For me, it's like a matter of like you're able to recognize something's value, whether or not you appreciate it yourself.
Well, no, but this is our subjective opinion to start.
Okay, so just what we like, whether
enjoyment.
Or not
let's say enjoyment.
We liked it. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, got your number?
From 1 through 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3,
7,
8. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Both pretty high.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised. It was a pretty enjoyable read. Charles Dickens,
fun.
Kind of fucking funny, dude.
Oh, very funny. He was just making jokes constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. Like, Michael was totally right to start when he was like, when he starts the book, he's like, he was dead as a doornail. Now, I don't know quite what a doornail is or what dead means, but I do think he was pretty dead as both. Anyways,
then he was
let's get back to the story.
If I were to compare a dead thing to some sort of like linchpin, I would think dead is like a coffin nail. Yeah. It's like, but brother.
He's like, but that's no matter. But anyways. He's like riffing. He did that
like a few times. He just rambles off. And sometimes it's like this profoundly beautiful thing about how he wishes he had children. And then sometimes it's like a doorknob. I don't know.
Oh, totally. Oh my god. I'm trying to remember like specific things, but the tone and like I think I really loved also the way he described like scenes, like whenever Scrooge would like walk outside and see all the people running in and out of the streets, and like how he was like just talking about how dreary and terrible it all looked, but how happy everyone was and smiling.
Yeah, this was just
how happy everyone was. How happy everyone was.
This was just when he introduced England, because it's always dreary, you know.
Wow.
Yes.
Are you proud of that?
I am.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he very long-winded, like Michael said, and verbose, long sentences that even listening to, it was occasionally like I had to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he'd be like, he had one paragraph I remember that was like, it was not this, not this, not this, not this, and not this, but this, because of this, and this. like, oh right, my god. Like, I got so far into the knots that I forgot what he was actually comparing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wait.
And I think he does. I think I'm gonna start just talking about Charles Dickens as if we don't like he's not a prodigious fucking writer already. But
he's dead. Who cares?
No, I mean I'm gonna say obvious things about him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
I just love his like his whole writing, like what's it called? Just his use of like literary devices. That's the term.
Yeah.
Like he's really good with metaphors and similes and like he's so colorful and novel and like his writing is so beautiful. Let me just read a quote that I sent to Nate.
Oh, please. Yeah.
This was
you were texting me a lot of these things live as you were reading.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna read all of the ones I sent to you because there's like 4 that are either interesting or funny. There's one part where I got a little confused. Was it like a girl that he was sortly in love with in that first ghost in the
Belle.
Belle. Okay,
I think her name was Belle.
So there was a part where she from the past like spoke to him, and she said that basically she was like forgiving him and wished the best for him and stuff, and he used the phrase for the love of him you once were, and I was like, damn, that's beautiful. And then this one I loved. This was the part where he talked about how he would have liked to have a kid. And the end of the this massive sentence, like he likes to do, the end of it, he said, "In short, I would have liked, I do confess, to have had the lightest license of a child, and yet to have been man enough to know its value."
Yeah. No, it was so lovely. Also, okay, this is another random thought. All the ghosts, kind of scary.
Except for the Santa ghost. He was pretty chill. Well, no, and then he had 2 like decrepit children underneath his robe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was freaky. That's freaky.
It was like these are what was it? Doom and it was like this is want and desire.
Yeah, something like that.
Or something. And he's like, and don't let him become Doom. He has Doom written on his face. And Scrooge is like, what? Jesus, and he's like, man. Anyway, good night.
Anyways, peace. And then he dies. He fucking dies.
Yeah. But I also thought the Ghost of Christmas Past was kind of scary too, with the light in the
the ever-changing face is spooky.
Yeah, and like it talked about like it was like sometimes he had 2 legs but no head, and then had 100 legs. Yeah. And no eyes, and you're like, what?
Like, huh? And then now his faces, all the faces that were in these dreams.
Yeah. And what was it Marley that flew away at one point and had like there were like 1 million ghosts?
Yeah, that was Marley at the very beginning. Him? Basically, when he introduced all that.
Well, in the version I read was, I think, a version that had taken some of the original illustrations that were in the original publication of the book and kind of inserted them into this document.
Oh, cool.
And all in the drawings with like they drew all the ghosts flying out of the window with Marley, and it was spooky.
Neat.
Yeah.
Interesting.
When you were listening to an audiobook, right?
Yeah, it was the Hugh Grant narrated, and he did a lovely job.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
Great.
I told Michael. I remember actually I told Michael that you were doing the Hugh Grant one, and he was like, but why not Patrick Stewart?
It was the first one that came up on Audible. It was free, totally free too.
I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, I liked it. What was that?
Yeah, I love Hugh Grant though.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. Trying to think, I had other impressions I had. It was a lot more. So I feel like movies and other more modern media honestly expand on a lot of it to the point that like the book felt a lot more. I don't remember the word, but it's like a type of storytelling that's very like folk tale-y, where like what stuck out to me the most was how quickly Scrooge like turned. After like the first ghost, he was like, damn, dude, I was kind of a bitch. I'll keep learning about this though.
Yeah, like it was very quick in the beginning, but also I think he started feeling bad earlier than I expected.
Yeah.
But there still was a journey of him feeling bad into like realizing that he could die.
Yeah.
Like this.
True.
Like because even like when the Ghost of Christmas Present came, or Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come or whatever came, and he was like, oh, who's that guy that died? And you're like, it's you, Scrooge.
It's you, idiot.
It's totally you. And he's like, huh, like who is this though? Like, why does Bob Cratchit know him? And like, God.
Brother, please. He's like a little bit like dumb, but not in like this Scrooge guy's an idiot way, but in like a narrative way. It's like in that like dumb in the way that suits like folk tales. Like in that he was like playing right into the hand of the spirits. Like
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like immediate, and this isn't a criticism. It's just it struck me as more folk tale-y than I think the more modern media kind of tells it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that, because I like, and I swear I'm not just saying this to be contrarian. I found this portrayal of Scrooge, like the original, to be more grounded and realistic.
Really?
Like I liked that very early on when he was getting shown all this stuff from his past, that he was like crying.
Yeah.
There was a lot of him crying in the beginning. I was just like, yeah, like if you didn't experience ghosts in your real life, and then one took you to your past and you were in it, and it was all these people that like you knew that had like died, or like relationships that had just not worked out.
Yeah.
Like I'd be emotionally hit, you know?
That brings me to another thing I want to talk about, but we don't have to get there yet, which is the whole philosophy of the book.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of
There's
a whole
lot of
different conversation.
Yeah.
But fuck it, we'll go there.
Yeah.
For like from the beginning, and like so how do I say this? From the beginning, it like struck me that Scrooge seemed like he was sad.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt for him.
And not angry. Yeah.
Yeah. And Dickens like made a point of saying like, he wasn't really thinking about Marley though. He never thought about Marley since he died. But it's kind of hard to believe that with other things that he says Scrooge says or feels about Marley. Like him being his only friend, him being like a super respected business partner and stuff like that. Which is not to say that like Dickens intended it to be like that, but I think looking at it through like my own modern lens, I was like, man, do we really need to punish this guy, or should we like offer some help, you know? Like,
well, and he was talking about how like it seemed like he was often talking about Marley as like a friend, but like a friend only in business, and that he'd only spoken about him in a business way. I remember that at some point they were talking about that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like it definitely like, yeah, it seemed like the ghost shook him more than it has in like other iterations I've like, or adaptations I've seen.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it also too that like, young girl he loved when he was young also died later on? Like someone close to him when he was young was dead.
Well, I think so there was Belle, and then like later in the, I don't think it was the present, but I think it was like only like a year or two before the present, like where Belle had like gotten together with like a new guy, and the new guy had like a bunch of kids with her, and they were all very, very happy.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you know who I ran into today? Scrooge. Isn't that crazy? And she's like, oh man, what a sucker.
That fucking guy. He just seemed like sad and lonely and this is what I mean by like the philosophy of it, is that it like comes at it from this, I don't remember the phrase. It's not capital punishment. It's like a I don't know.
No, it's not.
If I were there's a much smarter way to articulate this than I'm about to. But
no.
Like it's punishing a person for what seems to me, or like what we would interpret now as like trauma or grief or sadness.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a perspective of that, which like, you know, we generally don't agree is productive today.
Yeah, I guess like also though, like, I totally see what you mean. I think also it seemed justified to me because of how old he was.
Yeah.
Or like him being an older guy.
Well, and Marley
like,
came at it from like a helpful perspective too. Sorry.
Well, no, totally. And he was like, this is like your last chance. Yeah. And there's something about like, I don't know, like older people being very set in their ways, or very like, I know who I am, so I don't need to like prove that to anybody.
True. Yeah.
And so like it felt like, oh, this is the only thing that could shake him out of that perception. And
yeah,
I guess like it did happen pretty intensely, pretty quickly.
Well, I think that's
but also like that's the thing I was talking about. Like any of the stuff where he was like transported to the past, where he like touched the robe, it was just like, it was all like he flew across the countryside and he was only in his bedclothes and it like everything was freaking him out.
Oh yeah.
So like it seemed like even though it was a quick change of heart, or at least like a quick slight change of heart toward like a quick step towards that process, he seemed pretty shook from the beginning. So I kind of get it.
No, true. And I think that's something that some modern interpretations like lean into harder, is that like he is not going to change, and like he like this is the last possible way to shake him out of like being set in his ways. Whereas like now we might say like you need to go to therapy and like choose to do it for yourself.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
But they didn't have that. They didn't have therapy in Victorian
No,
England.
exactly. And that's just like looking at it through a modern lens.
They had a big old goose.
They had a big old goose and fucking ghosts. Fuck them. And like
the food descriptions.
Fear of God too.
Well, yeah. Also the food descriptions. Those were great.
Yeah.
All the like the pyramids.
The descriptive
of pears
imagery
and
in general was awesome. The horny hands. That was something I texted about.
Yeah, which horny in Victorian English means like rough or like labor, like having rough hands.
We like scoped in on
say,
with I think it was Ghost of Present, right?
About what? Oh, the horny hands.
Yeah, we zoomed in on some miners, as in like mining
when
underground,
he was
not children.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing that was like not in like other adaptations I've seen is the Ghost of Christmas Present took him to like 800 different locations.
Did he?
Yeah, he was like it was like well, first he went to his nephew's house and Bob Cratchit's house and like the miners, but then he was just like, and then he took him to a lighthouse, and then he took him to a ship, and then he took him to like
just showed him a bunch of people enjoying and he was like,
and it was like in every and it was like yeah, and it was like in every house they went to, it was like, whoa, he's taking them all over the place.
Yeah, he was a lot more like Christmas than I feel like I've seen in other interpretations. Like
and I feel like they didn't show like
the mirth?
In other things I've seen, they didn't show him like giving the Christmas juice to places.
You know, there is one interpretation that I've seen that was almost exactly like that. And I can't. I think it might have been the fucking new one with Will Ferrell. Which like obviously it's not a full interpretation. It's like kind of a sequel ish. But they have that like those archetypal ghosts, and it like the archetypes of the ghosts follow or at least that one follows the original story pretty closely.
Yeah. I also thought Scrooge has some sick burns early on.
Yeah, he does.
Like at one point he was talking to Marley, and he was like, Marley's just like since I never traveled far in life, I've had to travel as far as to every place in the world in order to pass on. And Scrooge just like, so you've gone a lot of places then, huh? And he's like, huh? And he's like, well, you've been dead 7 years, so you must have gone pretty far, right?
Isn't that when Marley yells at him too?
And he's like, shut up! And he's like, ah!
Yeah, and also every time Ghost of Present threw his words back in his face, I was like, damn.
Oh yeah, increase the surplus, help the surplus population, and Scrooge is like, oh.
Or he shows him fucking, and this is in a lot of the movies too. He shows him Tiny Tim, and he's like, please tell me the kid survived, and he was like, shouldn't he just die and decrease the That's exactly what you just quoted. Yeah,
yeah. I was like, are you gonna say the one I just did?
Took me a minute to realize we were talking about the same thing.
God damn it.
We listen to each other.
Well, he threw something else back in his face later.
Yeah, there was one other one.
I don't remember what it was. Yeah, there's one other one.
It's the prisons. Yeah. It's like the prisons and the workhouses or something like that. He's talking about the two decrepit kids underneath his rope.
Yeah, he was like, don't these kids have anywhere to go? And he's like, well, what about the prisons? Can't they go there?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Yeah, don't you feel like an idiot, Scrooge? You asshole.
Yeah, no, totally. I also thought, just all the imagery was great. I liked when Dickens went on these like little tangents, like, and it really read like he was telling a story, and doing that while I was reading, like Michael was saying, did help me read it.
Yeah, agreed. I think and I'm cycling back just a peg. But
Please.
I think what like strikes me as interesting philosophically is that like it seems like the type of story that like you tell to your children to get them to behave. And you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like you got to be good, or like the ghosts will come and they'll haunt you, and that like, and this isn't a criticism of Dickens's writing. It's just it's a more criticism of the general philosophy. Well, I only said it because it's not entirely relevant to what we're talking about, but philosophy is just something that I don't jive with as well.
What the keep Christmas all the year?
No, that's great. I just mean like
I was like, what the hell?
Like negative reinforcement, I guess, is kind of the part of the philosophy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I feel like in terms of negative reinforcement, like reading a long cozy fantasy book to your kid to make them be nice.
There are much worse things.
yeah, like there's a lot more negative reinforcement.
But it's like the threat or the promise of punishment, and like the idea of being good to avoid that is A, less effective, and B, less healthy.
Well, I mean, there's like coal in your stocking, right? That's like
same thing.
A super common one.
Or if you're in Germany, the Christmas Krampus, which is basically just murder Santa. He's like the antithesis of Santa. It's like if you're bad, he'll kill you.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just like a personal preference thing of mine, which does not detract from the story itself by any means.
No, what it's like. I guess I didn't really thought about it that way because it didn't seem to me like it was like the vibe of it was like, hey, if you're not keeping Christmas all the year, these ghosts will come and haunt you. It felt more like, hey, be nice, because otherwise you're gonna die
guys.
alone. It was kind of like, be nice, or like, this is what happens when you don't be nice for a long time. You're gonna die alone.
Yeah.
Which is like that seems less like, at least to me, it seems less like, oh, like a threat, and more like a, hey, just letting you know.
Yeah.
This is what's gonna happen.
Well, it also wasn't like preachy, like a lot of those kinds of stories are. It wasn't like a
I see what
he did this one silly bad thing. He was mean to his brother. You know what I mean? It was like
he did a lot of bad things,
and he had a lifetime of regret, and he was in his old age. So it's not exactly what I was talking about, but
no, but I get what you're saying though. Yeah. Like it definitely had like in that it felt like a kind of a fireside story. It felt almost fable-like.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but honestly, a lot more like just enjoyable of a read than I expected Dickens to be.
Yeah.
Like based on my limited experience with Dickens, because he's A, old, obviously, and B, like
old, boring.
Yeah, well, and he's also like a prodigious like literary writer, which you don't usually associate with like enjoyable reads. Good reads, sure, but like having a giggle and like a being like, ooh, that was clever. You don't really associate him with that. Granted,
I do.
He did do Candide, which also is kind of fucking hilarious. That was Dickens, right? Candide?
That's crazy to be like classical literature means it's not going to be fun.
Well, at least as my ADHD misbehaved youth kind of makes me feel that way. Anything that like my teachers would have made me read, I don't associate with a good time.
Sure.
And Dickens is one of those, you know what I mean?
Oh, and then that totally makes sense, because you were, like that's all you were forced to read in school at all. Yeah.
But this now I'm getting off on a tangent, but there are so many awesome books that I was like told to read that I could have appreciated if I didn't have to do it through academia. Lord of the Flies, awesome fucking book though.
Well, I think I just got really lucky with like lit teachers, Graham, because it was a lot of like, I don't know, like there was a lot of discussion about things after we read them that was like kind of talking about things as it went through a modern lens a lot of the time. So that kind of helped make things make sense, or realize what things were actually, timeless and what things weren't. Because I remember like loving like The Great Gatsby and loving like God, we read Beloved by Toni Morrison.
We had Beloved too. That book
which is a brutal book.
Crazy to make high schoolers read.
I mean, glad I read it, but like, oh my god.
We had a lot of that too, like the Socratic seminars and whatnot. And I was always
Yeah.
in like AP classes, but I just never kept up with the writing.
Yeah.
The same issue I had with when we were trying to do Stephen King. Anytime I'm on a schedule for reading, I suck at it.
Yeah.
I have to go at my own speed.
And like I'm like I need the whip crack.
Yeah.
I need I was always writing essays, like if they were due at 12, I'd start writing at 11.
I rarely turned in assignments. This is why I went into theater, dog. Not why, but it's literally the first thing that like I liked enough to like do well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
wow.
academia was hard.
When that's and it is nice to kind of like what you're saying, almost like revisit these like books like this
outside
in a
of
context
academia.
that isn't it's not academic or like super intense. It's just like for fun
Yeah.
because it does let you enjoy it a little bit more. Or kind of if you don't like it, you're kind of like okay with not liking it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like I don't like this, but I have to read 100
And I have to
more
explain
chapters
in
or,
3 essays why I didn't like it, and then the teacher's going to be like,
Yeah.
"You're an idiot."
Yeah, like I don't have to like dissect my opinion about this. I can just kind of feel.
Yeah. No, it's fun to see things through the lens of like why you're supposed to read books, which is just to experience them, not necessarily to absolutely shred them apart in an academic like way.
Yeah.
Which is also valuable. Don't get me wrong. It's just when you're doing it against
totally.
your will, or like because you want to, then it loses the value, I guess.
Well, it's like when you do like your talent as a job too much, you know,
Yeah.
or something. You start like losing the enjoyment out of it.
Which is no harsh on English teachers. That's a hard thing to balance, you know.
Oh, but I'm sure if you're an English teacher, you gotta be loving those books.
Oh, yeah.
I bet they love them.
What the whole plight of getting your students to engage with and like what you're teaching them is, I could imagine, very difficult.
Oh my god, yeah. But this is pretty fun.
Pretty fun.
I gotta say.
Honestly, they should make kids read this. Like, if my English teacher was like, "Hey, it's Christmas. It's fucking Christmas time soon. Read this. It's a fucking 100 pages." That would be easy. And it's like thematic.
I think they should make a movie out of it or something.
They should. Someone should adapt this.
Jim Carrey, perhaps.
We should make it a musical.
Well, there's like 8 plays of it.
Yeah, and like 800 movies and musicals and.
But I think there needs to be an adaptation where it's scarier.
There's some pretty scary fucking adaptations.
Okay, maybe I need to watch a scary one.
This might have been because I was little, but when I was little, we used to go see one. I don't remember where it was. It might have been Paramount or something. It's years and years ago, but I remember it scaring.
Paramount's a theater in Chicago.
Scaring the shit out of me. Yes, for all of our over the seas listeners.
Yeah.
And for you, Chris Pendulum, who I learned today has listened to all but one of our episodes. His last name isn't Pendulum.
Ahead.
That's not me doxing him. That's his.
Don't say his last name.
That's his name on Discord.
Great, now they can find him.
Chris, I love you. He's playing Planet Zoo right now. I can see it.
Oh, stop it! Oh my god. Lock in.
Let's see. What was I talking about?
Well, and hey, Sam, guess what? You don't need to remember what you're talking about because we're about at time.
Wait, I need to. Now I'm going to stay up.
No, you don't get to finish.
The overseas listener. Paramount. Oh, I saw a version that used to scare the shit out of me when I was little. I had to leave early. And then there was one movie, an older movie. Maybe it was it Jim Carrey? Was there a Jim Carrey movie?
Well, there is a Jim Carrey one, but that's the animated one.
Oh, okay.
It's like 3D animation.
There's a live action one, and there's only one scene that I remember distinctly, and it's with the ghost of the future, and he's like in an elevator with it, and he opens up its robes, and there's like a horrifying visage inside.
Oh, I remember one where they opened up the robes of Christmas Present, and there's the 2 spooky kids under there.
Maybe that's what it is. But are they in an elevator? I don't know why I think they're in an elevator, but it's an older movie. I don't know, but I remember that one being pretty freaky. That's all I got.
I think I am going to try to watch the 1951 one with my family in Dallas on Christmas Eve. I think it'll be fun.
Dallas? I hardly know us. And that's our time, folks. This has been Show Us to Me, Rachel. I always get the me and the us mixed up.
Well, that's good. It's our show. Go take us out, Sam. What do we got
I worked for a studio. Quick tangent. I worked for a studio out in Arlington Heights for a minute, and it was called Swift Road Studios, and I kept calling it Swift Roads Studios, and the owner got mad at me once because I kept doing that. He was like, "It's one road, many studios." Anyways,
this is great
if
stuff.
you're recording music, go to Swift Road Studios in Arlington Heights. See my boy Vince. And I'm gonna play us out. Hold on.
Oh God.
Let me get a new instrument.
Okay.
This one. You gotta say some stuff though, because I can't play this and speak at the same time. This is...
All right, guys. So little back from the mic, please. Yeah. Okay, guys. So next time, well, we don't have it next time actually. We don't have a guest lined up this particular recording because we recorded this a little early so we could get it on Christmas. But yeah, we're gonna have something new probably after the holidays. But we'll be back with Show Me to Us, Rachel. Happy holidays. Have a good rest of your holiday season, and yeah, we did it. Sam. Woo! Bye-bye.
Show me to us, Rachel.
Ow!